If you're a fan of the bands Glassjaw, Dillinger Escape Plan and Better Lovers, you should check out the band Aconite Thrill. Aconite Thrill were a metal band that mixed technical metal and post-hardcore from Watford. In the time they were around as a band, they toured countlessly around the UK and released one EP and one full-length record. So before we talk about the band itself, I feel like we should talk about Hertfordshire and its scene at the time, because Hertfordshire was running shit back then. And despite it being so close to London, where you feel most people would gravitate towards shows, Hertfordshire had a very strong and vibrant scene at the time, and it was mainly down to bands like Sixth and Capdown, who started these thriving metal and punk communities in the area. In 2003, Aconite Thrill released their debut EP 504 Hours on Mighty Atom Records. After the success of their debut EP, they started touring hard around the UK, and then in 2004 they released their debut and final album, Recliner. The CD came with a music video for B-Movie Explosion, and it was of an era of bands with music videos where they'd just play in remote locations randomly. Amazing. See, Aconite Thrill's sound was this really interesting combination of technical metal with a post-hardcore edge, and their debut album is all of these influences coming together into one project. Then I think things went quiet after that. They did release a track on their MySpace not long after called 1000 Track Mixtape, and then way later in the future in 2015 they released a 2-track EP called Scarlet Wilts, which apparently was the direction they wanted to go in musically. Way after they broke up, Kerrang did this whole piece about 15 of the best albums you've never heard of, in which they interviewed people within the rock and metal community, and one of which was Rob Damiani from Don Broco, and he mentioned Recliner as his, and he also mentioned that Aconite Thrill was the first gig he ever went to. Mad. And yeah, I don't think they did a last ever show. Alex and Tom, the guitarists, they joined bands after the fact. Will, their singer, co-runs a label called Then Records, and Gareth, their drummer, now drums in Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. As well as that, the band decided to remix and remaster Recliner for streaming services in 2020. As of this recording, Aconite Thrill only has 59 monthly listeners on Spotify, so do yourself a favour and go listen to Aconite Thrill right now.